Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Flashing lights, twisted metal, and an officer hurt on Elm Street. And right now, 2 people are in the hospital, including a Rocky Hill police officer. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Sarah Sanchez. The good news here is no one was seriously hurt. Fox 61's Victoria Anderson has more on what happened and where the investigation stands tonight.
One police officer left injured after a crash off of Elm Street in Rocky Hill Tuesday night. Here's what we know now.
Rocky Hill police say 2 people, including one of their officers, were involved in this crash. But according to investigators, neither were seriously hurt. This crash happened around 5:45 Tuesday evening along Elm Street, not far from Elm Ridge Park. Elm Street was shut down shortly after with police, fire, and EMS on the scene. Police say both the officer and the other driver were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
And police are still trying to figure out how this crash happened, and we will bring you any information as soon as we get it. Reporting in Rocky Hill, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
Thank you, Victoria. And as we learn more, we'll bring you those updates online, on air, and on the free Fox 61 News app. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen and download our app for free.
The vitriol that was online on a daily basis, you can only take but so much.
The mayor of Bloomfield is set to step down early from her role. The mayor announced her resignation will come more than 2 months before the end of term, and it puts the town in a challenging spot. Fox 61's Tim Latow explains what's next for people in Bloomfield.
There will be a shakeup in the town of Bloomfield following the announcement that Mayor Danielle Wong will be stepping down at the end of the month, citing family reasons. But Deputy Mayor Anthony Harrington says that months of vitriol added to the pressure for Mayor Wong to resign.
It was just totally unexpected. And so I had to take it in for a little bit and recognize the possibility did exist that, I may be put in that position.
Bloomfield Mayor Danielle Wong's resignation announcement took her Deputy Mayor Anthony Harrington's breath away. But he says he's focused on the tight timeline mayoral hopefuls will be working on. The town council will vote on an interim mayor to take the helm the day after Wong's last day on August 24th. The primary race for town council will be September 9th. After the new council is complete in November, they'll vote to elect a new mayor amongst themselves.
We still have some things on our table that we must take care of. And my prayer is that we're able to do that efficiently, proficiently, without a lot of squabble.
We reached out to the 3 Republican town councilors, as well as Democratic rival Rickford Curtin. We are still waiting to hear back. In a statement, Mayor Wong says she is resigning 2 months before the end of her term because of family reasons. But with budget disputes and a lot of infighting with fellow council members, Deputy Mayor Harrington says that the negativity may have caught up to her.
She has, kids that are in high school, and, they can be severely impacted by all of this chatter.
Chatter among people in town has been mixed regarding the now outgoing mayor, though people we spoke with at a town event Tuesday seem relatively supportive of Mayor Wong.
It caught me off guard, She seems like a really nice lady, but I'm pretty sure she has her reasons for doing so. It's not the worst news, but it's a little surprising. This town really benefited from having her.
Everyone that I know that lives here really loves this town. It is a very good community.
There are currently 6 Democrats and 3 Republicans on the town of Bloomfield Council. So Deputy Mayor Harrington expects the council-selected interim mayor to be a Democrat. In Bloomfield, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
Great summer day aside from the smoke out there, but that air quality alert is on the way out. Let's check in with meteorologist Sam Sampiri tonight. Sam, what are the temperatures out there?
Well, the temperatures aren't too bad. They're in the 60s and the lower 70s now. 69 Willimantic, 69 Torrington, 70 Meriden, 73 in Hartford. So the urban centers, Connecticut, River Valley, always a few degrees warmer. Now, visibility is up a little bit. We still have the haze out there. Of course, you really can't see much. It's nighttime. What's happening now is is the wind is starting to turn around to the east. And when that happens, it looks like we are going to start clearing the smoke out. It's going to be gradual during the next couple of days. There's a front up here that spawned a couple of thunderstorms, but that's up in central northern New England. So overnight, partly to mostly cloudy, temperatures dropping back into the lower and middle 60s. And for tomorrow, we're going to have a cloudy day with intervals of hazy sun. And high temperatures tomorrow will be in the 70s right along the immediate shoreline, but up near 80 in the Connecticut River Valley. So upper 70s, mid 70s in northwestern, northeastern Connecticut. Coming up, yes, I will talk about that air quality and how it's going to slowly get better. And we'll talk about the end of the week and the weekend. You're going to love the 7-day forecast. All the details coming up in a few minutes. Sarah.
Thank you, Sam. Some people are growing more upset about immigration arrests happening in Connecticut. Organizers say these arrests impact more than just the people actually being detained. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi is in New Britain tonight, where community leaders and advocates came together to send a message.
Well, community leaders in New Britain are standing for those recently detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They say the impact is not just on family members of those detained, but also the community.
ICE, get the hell away! Immigrant families are here to stay!
Dozens joined the fight against the recent arrests by Immigration and Customs Enforcement in New Britain Tuesday, and their message was loud and clear.
We are heartbroken, but we are not broken. We came to this country not to cause harm, but to build a better life.
Perla Vanessa Cardoso is a member of Manos Unidas, hence United of New Britain. She says there won't be a day they don't stay in unity in support of those recent 5 people detained.
So these are regular 5 people, regular class, working class people who were just going to work, right? And they got abducted there. We are not criminals, right? We are just here to work.
She says it's important to her to show up and support those families of those detained. She says her father was almost deported back in 2017. She says her heart goes out to those families.
Still with that anxiety, still with that trauma, still have those nightmares that feel super real, right, of my dad getting abducted again, even though he adjusted his status.
A chorus of voices, all speaking different languages, made their voices heard outside New Britain City Hall. Many of them were the same voices speaking out after the detention of Esdras, the Wilbur-Cross High School student, a few weeks back. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro confirmed Esdras' deportation flight was canceled, although he remains detained. She said she remains hopeful he could be brought back to Connecticut to continue his legal arrangements. Now, the New Britain community says this is just one of many gatherings to continue the efforts of fighting for their community. In New Britain, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
And President Trump's administration is once again labeling Connecticut a sanctuary state. The designation's drawing sharp reactions on both sides of the aisle. Connecticut policies do limit cooperation with immigration officials. Attorney General William Tong says the claim is false, calling the term a concocted fiction with no legal basis. He says Connecticut follows the law and protects immigrant families. Tong accuses the Trump administration of trying to defund and commandeer local police. Tong says if the state's funding is threatened, he'll fight back in court. But Republican lawmakers see it differently. Senators Rob Sampson and Stephen Harding say Connecticut Democrats created a, quote, super sanctuary state. They're referencing policies that stop local police from cooperating with ICE, even in cases involving violent felons. Search crews are still looking for a missing man in Westbrook. He's now been identified as 38-year-old Andrew Corbett, seen here. Corbett was last seen around 11 o'clock at night on July 30th. That was Wednesday at a CVS in Groton. His car turned up near Messerschmitt Pond, and his canoe was found overturned in the water. Search crews have spent days scouring the area with dive teams, drones, and canine units. Deep, though, is scaling back their operations, but in the meantime, they're urging anyone with information to call their dispatch line. A deadly crash was caught on camera. This is in Berlin. In it, a car blew through a 4-way stop and slammed into another vehicle. You can see the white sedan speeding through that intersection in that video without even hitting the brakes, just seconds before T-boning another car. The driver hit in the crash later died from their injuries. Neighbors say it's not the first time something like this has happened.
There's a four-way stop. You know, it just is what it is. Unfortunately, it's, you know, it's on the drivers, to be honest with you, to take more caution and to be a little bit more patient while they're driving. Hopefully people will use this as a learning experience to maybe just slow down a little bit.
The other driver had minor injuries. Police are still investigating what happened, and they want witnesses now to come forward.